Yes, people, and welcome back to another video. Isak news is just flooding and flooding. We're going to be speaking about what Lewis Steele has had to say regarding an update on Alexander Isak. David Ornstein has also tweeted regarding about Isak, so we'll give you my thoughts and feelings on the news around that. So we're going to start off with the Lewis Steele updates. Let's dive into it. Make sure you're smashing that likes and you're subscribing to the channel. Let's go into it. So this is what Lewis Steele had to say. It is not one to completely rule out just yet. Okay, Isak to Liverpool, but there is a strong feeling in the industry that the next month of the window will be more about balancing the books with sales. Without them, there is no chance they could afford a mega money striker. Newcastle are quoting 200 million as a fee, but the fact they are talking money must mean they are slightly worried, and his long-term future in terms of a new contract remains uncertain at St James's Park. Let's break it down. We'll start off with this bit just real quickly. He has 3 years left on his contract, so that's why Newcastle want to have him signed up. So obviously he has been linked currently with Liverpool Football Club. Now, let's break it bit by bit. So he says not to completely rule it out just yet. Now, he then furthermore says it's about balancing the books. I think that's the reason why he's saying not just yet, because it is about balancing the books. Right now, we are working on selling your Federico Chiesas, your Darwin Nunez, your Harvey Elliott's. We've just sold Jarrell Kwanzaa, Kelleher, Trent for 10 mil. So we've already made 60 million quid. I think Liverpool want to make probably another 100 million around that fee before they maybe do some sales. I think they're going to make 100 million plus in the next week. Darwin, I think we're going to get about 50 million. I think you're getting 40 for Elliott, probably about around 10 mil for Federico Chiesa. So then your net spend will naturally just go increasingly massively down. So I think for Liverpool, it is absolutely massive that they get the player sales correctly done. Get as much money as possibly they can, and then they'll go in for that mega striker. We then go furthermore that there is no chance they could afford a mega money striker. I think Liverpool would prefer to just get the money in now before they go to a mega money striker. It's not that they can't afford that many mega money striker. I think it's more down to the rather want to balance the books, get that actual hard-earned cash into the squads before spending it. He then furthermore says that Newcastle are quoting 200 million as a fee, but the fact that they are talking money must mean they are slightly worried. Exactly, because they know full well if Alexander Isak and his agent was to get involved in the Liverpool move, they full well know that a deal could be possible. Now, a fee of Newcastle set 200 mil price tag on Isak. I personally believe they won't get that fee, and I think they both know that. I think that's more to kind of scare off your Liverpools of this world. He then furthermore says, "I'd imagine FC will now go for 1 or 2 more signings, a centre back and a forward. Anything else depends on outgoings, and with more than 200 million, including Billy spent, they may have to be careful with profit and sustainability concerns." I don't think we're anywhere near that. I think, to be honest with you, that's not really a worry in terms of the sustainability. We made 50 million quid last summer. I don't think people should be panicking on this, but it goes back to more on Isak. If the opportunity arises for Isak to make a move to Liverpool, he would, but that's easier said than done. So he's thinking that he would go to move to Liverpool, and the reason why is I've always said that it is possible is because of the amount of money that we can generate this summer through sales. The amount of money that we can generate through sales this summer, over 150 million plus, is one of the reasons as to why I think it is possible. David Ornstein. Now, this is what David Ornstein has had to say regarding the situation. If Nunes departs, which he is, it may take a bit of time before the clear picture emerges how Liverpool's front line will take shape. Their admiration for forwards such as Alexander Isak and Ekitike is well documented, but there's nothing significant in the motion at present. And I think, again, that is mainly due to the reasons. I think that's mainly due to the reasons of Liverpool do want to focus more on player sales right now. Bring in your Harveys, get your Simicasses, your Darwin Nunes's, etc., your Elliott's, all gone at the football club, get that 100+ million through the door, you've got that guaranteed, so you don't have to worry about player sales or anything going wrong astronomically. You can then go and get that striker, and I feel like that is why Liverpool are doing that, in my opinion. They're focused on getting in the player sales before they go back in. The centre-back, I think that's nothing to do with the player sales, because that money that we got from Jurel Konza, I believe, is for to go and get Mark Gay. I think Liverpool are going to use that money and try and test the waters to get Mark Gay for about 30 to 40 million pounds, obviously with add-ons included into that. But yeah, I think that part's going to be certainly interesting. But the reason why I've always said, I said for some time, I don't think Isak is a possibility. But when I deeped it with the numbers, and that's the reason why, look, Liverpool are not actually going for a striker. That's the main priority. Maybe Liverpool are waiting to get the player sales done before they go and get that big money striker, whether that is a Hugo Ekitike, to see if that price will drop. Because I don't think Liverpool want to pay the price right now. I don't think they fancy paying that 80 million pounds. I think they'd rather pay 60, 65. So I think you'll maybe potentially have some talks and try and get that fee down as much as possible before they go into a move. Or they're generating as much money as possible to go and use that for Alexander Isak or someone else. And that's the reason why I've always said Liverpool, I think the striker will be the last part of the window. But the fact that Lewis Steele has basically come out saying that, look, it's not completely done. And you've not seen any Liverpool journalists saying that. James Pearce, your Paul Joyce's, your Fabrizio Romano's, saying it's absolutely no chance. So that means to me there is that door with a gap. But it's going to be one of those stories I think it's going to develop. I think you're going to hear something in the next, in my opinion, 2 to 3 weeks. Because within that mind, I think Harvey Elliott would have been sold to Brighton, for an example. I think Nunes, Chiesas would have been sold. I think we would have made some money on the left-back position. Nkasa, Tsimikas, and Robertson, because now we have 3 left backs at the club. I think Liverpool are going to sell both Tsimikas and Robertson and bring in a backup there. So I think these next 2-3 weeks is about getting the outgoings, getting the money in through the door before Liverpool go and get that big money man striker that I think everyone thinks they will go and get, whether that is an Alexander Isak, a Hugo Ekitike, or an out-of-the-world chance for a Victor Osimhen. So I think, and plus I think the striker department right now is kind of like a dominoes. Who's going to blink first? It's like a chess match in boxing. Who's going to sustain the jab first and get the thing going? Do you know what I mean? I think that's something that we need to take into an account, that a lot of clubs right now are waiting to see what team moves first, so then we can come in. These are all a part of negotiations that you have to take into an account, people. But we will be bringing you your daily Alexander Isak updates when there's news out regarding him. But make sure you are smashing that like button and you are subscribing. Let me know where you think Isak is going to go. Me personally, I think he will stay at Newcastle. I think next summer I think it's actually now or never, because I think if Liverpool go and spend 70 million or 60 million plus on Ekitike, I don't think we go from next summer. I really, really don't. I think if Liverpool are going to get him, they either wait and get him next summer, or they get him this summer, or they don't get him at all. That's what I personally think. But yeah, we are on that road to 1,700 subscribers, so let's try and push towards that. I think we're like 70 plus 7, like less than 70 away now. So let's try and get there. Big up to everyone that is watching. Take care, and a beautiful rest of your week.